Good morning, everybody. It's Ray with you on the Reuse Repurposed YouTube channel. It's March 24th of 2025. It's about 9:25 a.m. I'm up and about, just looking to make some more of one of my favorite German breakfast options, muesli. And I had run out of it. I keep it in this bottle. So I wanted to pull ingredients from the cupboard to use uh, to make some more. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about it because muesli is such a wonderful low sugar option that you can use instead of granola, or you can add a little bit of sweetened granola to it to give it a little more sweetness and a little bit of a different texture. Like, for instance, I bought this at my local New Pioneer Co-op, and it's got very little sugar in it. I like that. The older I get, the more I appreciate not having a lot of sweets in my diet. And so you can add a little bit of your choice of granola, or you can make granola yourself. I have done that before. You can even just fry it in a pan. It's not super difficult. If you've got some butter, oats, usually kind of a dried fruit, some nuts, and I use a little bit of brown sugar. And if you combine all of that in a skillet, you can basically create your own granola. Some people will also put it in the oven and let it cook in there, and that's another way to do it as well. So first off, I wanted to talk about something wonderful that I did last night. I went through my recipes. I got rid of the ones I was not using at all, and I put the ones that I was using in here. So this is like a folder that you can add like laminated pages to, laminate inserts to. And so I added the foods that I want to continue to make or resort to once in a while. I don't make these things all the time. Obviously, I'm not making pie all the time, but you know, when it's the holidays, you've got them ready to go, and it's nice. So one thing I wanted to point out is this. There's a wonderful, wonderful way you can make over your pantry, where you go from using plastic containers to store your ingredients to using glass. And then you can label everything so that you know what is in there. I've done that with my spices. This is a lovely wooden spice rack that I bought from an Etsy shop based in the state of Oregon. And I got these bottles online. I actually got some from a house that I cleaned, and then I decided I wanted more of them just to create kind of a uniform look with that part of the kitchen there. So that's another way of looking at it with your spices, getting them all out of plastic bottles and into glass. And this was by Shackley. So, oh, I've got some tea on, just a second. And then just other ways to look at what kinds of foods to keep in your pantry just in general, to give you an idea. High sugar, get rid of high sugar, high calorie, high fat culprits standing between you and a healthier diet. So to give you a lot of examples of what to avoid keeping in your pantry if you want to have an overall healthy diet. And then you can replace these types of foods with these types of foods to have healthier options. So it's really helped me over time understand what kind of a pantry I want to have in my kitchen. And so the pies, I go to the pies, some Powerball, protein ball recipes, some crisps. I really like crisps. I can, honestly, what I do, just real quick before I move on to the muesli, they'll have, some of these recipes will have low sugar and then like a fourth a cup of brown sugar or coconut sugar. That's not a lot of sugar. I will still, however, sometimes use even less than that. But if you're looking at like here over here, you got a 1 cup of light brown sugar. I will do a fourth cup of brown sugar instead of 1 cup of sugar. So it's really nice when you can control how much sugar is in the food that you're eating. So right here I've got, this is my main muesli jar. And so I had already scooped some organic oats into this bottle. And then I've got, this is all, for the most part anyway, organic. Maybe not the pumpkin seeds, but I think they are this time actually. I think I spent a little bit more money this time to get organic at Natural Grocers. And so these are hemp hearts. So I'm going to add some of those. These are pumpkin seeds, also known as pepitas. These are chia seeds. And then I love adding some coconut. And this is unsweetened coconut. So there won't be any sugar in this muesli. So the fact that there's no sweetness to it. Oh, and then I forgot. Slivered almonds, which are great because they're like small enough pieces. And that's another thing I want to point out here is that you want to use smaller ingredients. So I will take walnuts and I will crush them up so that they're smaller pieces to add to the mix. You can do slivered almonds. You can add dried fruit if you want more sweetness. And let's say you just want to eat your muesli with some nut milk or whatever kind of milk you drink. And you don't think you need to add some already sweetened granola to the mix. So you're just going to add like a dried fruit, or you can cut up a little bit of an apple to add so that they're pieces to add to your wonderful bowl of muesli. And you wouldn't add that to this, you would add it to the bowl of muesli that you are serving yourself. So because this is a fresh, product, so it's not dried out like these are. These are all dry ingredients. So you don't want to contaminate your dry ingredients with wet ingredients, is basically what I'm saying. Another thing that I will say is that people will also eat the muesli with yogurt. So they'll either have it like cereal with milk of their choice, or they'll add it to yogurt. Okay, you guys, so I have added all of these extra dry ingredients to my bottle, my container jar of my own muesli. And I'm going to shake it all up really well, blend it all up. Yeah, it's pretty well blended at this point. And then what I do is I kind of keep shaking it. So I'm going to set this down and keep shaking it until I get it really well blended. Okay, so we got it really well blended. And I used this spoon for some of the dry ingredients that were harder to scoop out of the jars. And I love these. They're like, I don't know, like chicken dumpling spoons or something like that. They work so well for getting dry ingredients out of jars, is what I'm saying. And so I put almonds in here, pepitas, hemp hearts, chia seeds, and unsweetened coconut, as well as the organic oats. And like I said, everything in here is organic, and I like that. I like making my own muesli because I have control over the quality of ingredients that I'm adding. And then at the end, I'll look and I'll say how much space is there left. Whatever space is left, I will fill with more oats until that is like as full as it can get. I did forget to mention, I also like to add cinnamon, powdered cinnamon to the mix. And that just makes it taste really nice. I love cinnamon. And I love it in muesli, especially because it blends really well with these dry ingredients. And it's a heart healthy plant too, so, or bark, excuse me. Cinnamon is a bark, so it's a heart healthy component to add to the mix. And yeah, so it's not super difficult. Just, keep your ingredients in mind when you're out there grocery shopping. And if you can store them in jars, great. It's a lot better for your health. The plastics, they can be quite a hormone disruptor for men and women, but particularly for women. Plastics can really disrupt the endocrine system. And so switching over to glass is really wise, and I've noticed that it has really helped me feel better about my health, just because knowledge is power. And so this, for example, isn't anything fancy in terms of a storage jar slash container. This was actually a spaghetti sauce bottle that got repurposed for storing pepitas. And so when I run out, I'll just refill them. And sometimes I'll have a little bit of ingredients left over in a plastic bag. But for the most part, I get as much of it out of plastic as I possibly can, and I refill it as soon as I can so that I can, again, get it out of plastic. So hopefully that inspires you to make your own jar of muesli. I love it. You can also add some sweetener like monk fruit sweetener, stevia, whatever you want. If you want to just add it to your dish as you're eating it, or just add it to the mix, feel free to do that, because it's a dry ingredient. Totally up to you. I just am on a journey of very, very low sugar in my diet. Thanks so much for watching, you guys, and I hope you have a great day.